So you know how the universe works, right? When one guy starts messing up, another one appears. And that's exactly what happened in my situation. You know, after Dreads told me he wanted to do him, I was mad. But all of a sudden, my crush started sliding in my messages. So my crush just started talking to me a little bit more, just like talking to me under my stories, under my close friends. So I'm like, okay, cool. But I was kind of scared to take it there. Why? Okay, so I kind of got caught up one day. Basically what happened was, I went over to Dred's house, spent the night, of course, woke up in the next morning, and Dred's tells me that we have to wake up early to go pick up someone and take them to the airport. So in my head, I'm like, okay, cool, because, you know, that's my nigga, so I want to do everything my nigga's doing. If he's going to the store, I want to be with him. If he's going to the deli, I want to be with him. So I'm like, yeah, cool, whatever. Wake up at like 7 a.m., right? Get in the car. We in the car. I'm looking at the neighborhood. We in Brooklyn. So I'm like, who we picking up? So I'm thinking that in my head, right? Because I'm like looking at the neighborhood. I'm like, okay. I asked him. He said, my crush. He said my crush's name. So in my head, I'm like, oh no, I'm getting caught up. I'm about to be in the car with Dreads, the guy I'm really like and deeply in like with, you know, and in the car with a guy I also have a really deep crush on. But at this time, me and my crush wasn't talking, because remember, when me and my crush were supposed to go on a date, in the very beginning he dubbed me. So from then, me and him weren't on speaking terms. So in my head, I'm like, okay, we finna pull up on him. Maybe the way like we pull up, I could like my hoodie on, like not really be seen, you know. Dreads must have whipped that car around, and we literally landed right in front of my crush, and me and him made eye contact. So I'm just like, this bad vibes, because duh, like it's 7 a.m. I'm in the car with Dreads. Like, of course he's gonna think like, who else, like a girl would be in a car with a nigga at 7 a.m. You know, like that's wifey times. So my crush gets in the car, and my anxiety is like pumping, baby. I'm like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna, like, I'm lit, you know? So in my head, I'm like, for me, it's like, yeah, nigga, like, you tried to doubt me by not responding to me. I'm fucking with your homeboy. Like I was thinking that, but I was just like, I was playing it cool though. But I was just thinking like, yeah, like I'm that bitch. Stop playing with me. So I'm just like talking to Dress for real, not really talking to my crush. My crush spoke to me. He said hello, and I was just like, hey. And he asked me like, he asked me something, and I just was like barely talking to him for real, because it's like, no, why do you think that I'm gonna talk to you and you dub me? No, what do you mean? So yeah, I'm just talking to Dress basically, and then we end up dropping my crush off at the airport, and then I just go about my day. But baby, is my life spicy? Alright, so back to the story. So after about a few months of me and Dress talking, he basically just stopped showing me any attention. He stopped showing me any effort. He just basically wasn't doing anything anymore. So around that time when he started slacking, another nigga was packing. So my crush, you know, me and him started linking. We started hanging out together. It was all good vibes. But my crush is such a gentleman. Like, would never even try me. Would never even sit on my bed. Would barely, can I come into your room? Very much gentleman. Wouldn't even be on that type of time. We was really good friends, honestly. After I got tired of Dreads and everything that he was doing, I basically tried to test him. I sent him a text one time and just basically told him, like, I don't really like spending the night, you know? Like, I want to be outside. I want to go out. I want to have fun with you, you know? And he said his response was, well, when I get back, we can go out if anything is open. If anything is open? Sir, can you give me a little enthusiasm? Like, the message I read was so nonchalant, like he didn't care if we go out or not. So that, in my eyes, was the last red flag. And I was like, no, fuck this nigga. So I responded back to him and I told him, stop texting me. After I said that, all he did was like the message. Thumbs up. No response, nothing. So that was my green flag to go. As soon as he hit me with that, I text my crush and I said, you want to come over tomorrow? Sure. My crush came over and we chilled. But this time, we drank a little bit, smoked a little bit. And after a few hours, my crush does this thing where he's like, alright, I'm about to head home. This time, I responded and I said, no, you should stay. He said, stay as in spend the night? I said, yeah, spend the night. Don't get it twisted. I never used my crush as a way to get back at Dreads. Honestly, I really liked my crush. We just had a special type of connection. Them being homeboys had nothing to do with me. The night my crush came over was actually a special night. Because honestly, I knew it was going to happen. I told myself, I'm going to fuck him tonight. He came over. We smoked. I made some cute drinks. You know, little mixy, fruity drinks. But this is my first time making drinks, really. So, honestly, I made them a little bit strong. Not intentionally, but they was a little on the heavier side. We drank 1 cup and was both smacked. Honestly, we were vibing. We were listening to Summer Walker. It was really good vibes. It hit about 2, 3 in the morning. He hits me with the, oh, I'm going to have to start leaving soon. So I told him, I said, no, you should stay. He said, stay as in spend the night? I said, yeah, you should spend the night. So he looks at me and then he just looks at the door and he's like, okay. And so basically what happened, he hits me with the, oh, I don't want to get in your bed in my outside clothes. Take them off then. He takes off, you know, his jacket, his hoodie, his do-rag, you know, the whole 9. So I'm looking, I'm like, baby, that thing was thangin', like a pure masterpiece. Basically, long story short, it was a little bit slow in the beginning. I get on my bed, he's on my bed too, and we're literally just sitting right next to each other, staring at each other, not doing nothing. So I'm thinking in my head, it has never been this hard for a guy to come on to me. So what's the difference? So I'm like, alright, let me turn it up a notch. Mind you, I told you he's a gentleman, so he's not too aggressive. I started putting music early in the morning when I think about you. Y'all know that song, Get the Flow Right. This nigga starts singing the lyrics. I'm thinking, I want you to do this to me. Like, what are you not getting? He's over here vibing. So I'm just like, okay, that didn't work. So then he turns to me. He said, put something on that we could dance to. Bet. I put a little Catch-22 on. A little Caribbean music. Start whining. Baby, I had him wrapped around my finger. Basically, my little dance moves got him going. That's how we kind of like got into it. And that was the first time we ever were intimate with each other. Now, I'm going to keep it a beam with y'all. It was good. It was really good. It was the best I ever had. But y'all remember my second episode when niggas don't want to return the favor? My crush is one of those niggas. So basically at the end of, our intimate experience, I hit him with the, hey, like, come here. So he's looking at me like, what? I'm like, come here, trying to be all sexy and stuff. He's like, oh, you want me to eat you? I'm like, yeah. Like, now you just made it awkward. So what are you doing? He's like, no disrespect, mama, and please don't take this disrespectfully. Please don't. But I just don't do that on the first time. Not my job. In my head, I'm already low-key insecure. So I'm like, okay. First time, let it by. I ain't care. Because, I'm like, everybody has their preferences. Some people don't do it on the first time. It's very understandable. Me and him was not in a relationship. We was not nothing serious. So that's understandable. But he looked me in my eyes and told me, I got you next time. Around 5 a.m., my crush hits me with the, I gotta leave because I gotta go out of town and pack. And I'm like, oh, where are you going? He's like, oh, me and my bros are going to the Poconos this weekend. So in my head, like, Poconos. Who else is going to the Poconos? It just kept going through my head, but I couldn't remember. Then boom, it hit me. My crush is going to the Poconos with dreads.